God, in His infinite wisdom, presents His revelation in story form. He knows we learn best by listening to stories. His revelation is a true story because Jesus Christ is the truth. So it is very profitable for us to realize that with every story in the Bible, there are many lessons to be learned. Today, we're going to speak briefly about one of those stories, the agony in the garden, and one of those lessons that Christ teaches us on the need and the power of prayer. No doubt you're familiar with the story of the agony in the garden, but I highly recommend reading the gospel accounts again. There's always so much to learn. You will recall that when Jesus and the apostles reach the garden, he says, "My soul is sorrowful unto death. Watch and pray that you enter not into temptation." Jesus then prays, "Abba, Father, all things are possible to thee. Remove this chalice from me, yet not my will, but thine be done." He prays the same prayer over and over again. Jesus considers what he is to suffer, and also especially the lack of gratitude of men. He sweats blood from the deep sorrow of those who would be lost because they did not appreciate this tremendous gift of redemption. Jesus goes to the apostles for comfort, but he finds none. They're sleeping. He goes back to pray again. The pattern repeats. Finally, the Father, in response to the prayer of the Son, sends an angel to comfort him. Jesus gets up with renewed strength to face with courage, patience, and love for mankind, suffering and sorrow and horror that we cannot begin to imagine. The apostles wake up from their sleep to fear, to a faltering faith and cowardice as they abandon their master. What do we learn from this? Jesus says, "Watch and pray that you enter not into temptation." What did Jesus do? He prayed over and over. What did the apostles do? They slept. They did not watch and pray, and they fell. Jesus prayed, and his prayer was answered. The chalice was not passed from him, but it was the Father's will that he drink it to the dregs. What Jesus did receive was comfort from the angel and strength to do with God's grace otherwise impossible things. The apostles, without the grace of prayer, ran. Peter, despite his great love for Jesus, his faith faltering, denied him 3 times. The lesson for us is clear. We are weak. Without supernatural help, we'll fall. The apostles learned their lesson. After Easter, before rising into heaven, Jesus commanded the apostles to go to the cenacle to pray for 10 days, promising to send the Paraclete. This time the apostles did pray, and they emerged from the cenacle with the power of God, with understanding, wisdom, and the courage to conquer the world and lay down their lives for Christ. Likewise, we will conquer sin and gain souls if we unite our action to prayer. When you are in distress, tired, distracted, pray anyway. That way you will have the grace of wisdom and courage stored up, so when it's needed, it will be there. When the apostles didn't pray, they all fell into temptation. When they did pray, they conquered nations for Christ. This Lent, let us pray like we've never prayed before, with Jesus as our model in the Garden of Gethsemane, persevering in prayer. When the time of trial comes, victory will be ours. Souls will be saved, for it will be Jesus Christ who triumphs in us. This is Robert. Please like and subscribe, and I invite you to leave a comment below stating, "Have mercy on us." We therefore bond in a community of prayer, and it helps the algorithm find you for new videos and introduce these videos to others. Thank you for listening.